Hey guys, welcome back to Some of You Reacts, the reaction of the reaction. Here we go, let's get into it.
1980s things that kids no longer do. Really excited to check this one out. See what kind of things we're gonna have in the 1980s that kids aren't doing anymore. Before we do this, like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. You're one of the 80%. I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button. And if you guys do want to help support me making these videos, I do have a Patreon. Link is in description. Let's jump into this and see what we got.
It's hard to believe, but the 1980s ended more than 30 years ago, and the world has changed a lot since that time. Things that were once considered normal are now old-fashioned.
I remember riding one of those.
In this video, we will have a look back at some of the 1980s things that kids no longer do.
Oh yeah, you'll be breaking the neck there.
Kids today may still have art class, but the projects they do are a bit different.
Okay, how?
There used to be an emphasis on crafting items that served a purpose.
Guess ashtrays?
Nothing did that more than a good old-fashioned ashtray.
Huh?
It wasn't meant for the students, but rather their parents or grandparents that smoked.
Yeah.
Wait. They'll get the kids to make ashtrays for their parents. Yo, imagine they did that now.
Yeah, I mean, we used to make those and like, Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad, here's an ashtray. Also making things in wood shop as well. Kind of crazy.
Bro, that'll be like, they'll be making that story like promoting smoking, you know what I mean? Wow.
Gifting them an ashtray was the perfect way to show how much you love them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I love you, Mom.
Long before we had inkjet and laser printers, we had an incredibly noisy dot matrix printer.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
These bad boys used a special kind of paper that we don't see anymore.
Oh, what?
It had holes that were punched on the sides, which allowed the printer to grasp the paper and then guide it through. Once your print...
Wait, I remember having paper with holes on the sides, but not both sides. I remember having paper with holes on the sides so you could put it in like a holder that had like a thing.
You're thinking of a trapper keeper.
It was just like two holes. It wasn't like this.
The dot matrix that rolled
printing
up.
Job was finished.
You could change your grades real
each
easy
sheet
on
of
it.
paper apart along the perforated ends.
Okay.
Not only that, but the sides with the holes had to be removed as well.
Oh, that's long.
It definitely wasn't a quick process, but at the time we sure thought it was.
That is long.
Saturday mornings were a special time for a kid in the 80s.
Cartoons.
Okay.
They got up early just to sit in front of the television with a big old bowl of sugary cereal and then catch up on some cartoons until about lunchtime.
Yo, that's actually making me smile because I remember when I was a kid, I remember waking up on the weekends very early as well. And even on the weekdays just before school. And I would go downstairs, turn on TV, and try and watch a few cartoons with some cereal. It was good times. It was really good times.
I used to use salad bowls.
Catch up on some cartoons until about lunchtime. Unless your
Mr. T, I pity the fool.
This was a routine that could be seen in practically every household that had children.
Yep.
Cereal in the 80s was pretty awesome, and there were a lot of different kinds available.
Okay.
Kids' cereals were packed with sugar, and parents really didn't care.
No wonder we're so high price. In the UK, we don't have, we might have now, but we didn't have as colourful cereal as this.
No, artificial coloring is illegal in the UK.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
In the United States, we still use it.
They just wanted kids to sit down and shut up, but that was pretty well impossible with the huge sugar rush. Cereal boxes were a lot of fun, with all the artwork, puzzles, stories, and games on them. They also had some pretty incredible prizes inside, and if you had a sibling, then it could be a real challenge to get to them first.
Wait, I actually remember even in some of my cereal, we had prizes in them. But haven't they stopped that now because, like, someone choked on it?
Yeah.
They was eating cereal and a toy went in. Yeah, mad.
Oh, yeah. Too much litigation.
Wireless phones are certainly the norm today, but there was a time when phones were connected to a base with a cord.
Oh, yeah.
These cords were coiled, stretchy, and the perfect fidget item while you're on the phone.
Don't you love that haircut?
Did you ever wrap the cord around your finger? Or perhaps you even wrapped yourself up like a mummy.
No.
Yo, who's doing it? Yo, comment down below if you ever did this. I need to know. Has anyone done this?
Maybe a little bit.
Phone cords may have been fun, but having someone listening into your conversation wasn't.
Why, who's
Most
listening?
households had one phone line, but
pick
at
up the
least
other
two
line.
phones in the house connected to it.
Sometimes
Okay.
you unscrew
If
it.
you were very careful about it, you could totally pick up the other phone and hear some juicy conversation.
Oh, no way.
These are just some of the things that we did before the age of cell phones.
Yo,
In home
that's
and on
actually
party
a
lines
thing.
too.
I
We
think
had
I've
party
seen it on
lines.
like movies and shows before, but I didn't know like, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Wow, so like I could be on the phone call, and my parents could be listening. Crazy.
Or
Crazy,
somebody
crazy.
down the street.
Playgrounds today have gotten soft. Even
Crap.
the ground surrounding them is
Soft,
often
yeah.
cushioned.
Right.
The playground equipment itself is made of plastic and it has a little give to it. But the playgrounds of the 80s, they were
Oh,
made
yeah.
of metal.
Yo.
They still got hot in the summer and could deliver third-degree burns. They had sharp edges that could slice, and they could definitely break some bones if you fell on them.
Mad. Yo, no wonder you guys are tough, man.
I know.
Yo, people that was born in the 1970s, 1980s, you guys are probably thinking like the kids of today are just, you know.
How many of you guys
Wait,
out there have
bro.
slid on your
Soft.
ass on
The
one of those
equipment was
hot?
hard, and so was the ground.
Right.
Each and every playground had its own element of danger.
What is that?
Jungle gym.
Today, computers are a necessary item in every household.
Right.
Many kids start using one in some form or fashion long before they enter kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
The fact is,
My sister and niece are glued to Roblox and their tablets
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah. And they're what, like 4 or 5 now, but they've been on it since like 3.
My first computer was an Apple II in 4th grade, I believe. And yeah, it was a green screen.
computers have become a required item for most schools.
Right.
But in the 80s, you were lucky if
Commodore.
there was even one computer in the house. This wasn't something that people were on all the time, and people had little idea how to use the DOS-based operating system.
Yeah, what?
As time progressed, so did the computer, and we were able to learn a little bit more slowly than what kids do today.
Crazy.
Look at that guy.
Safety standards in the 80s were a little different, and
Wait, what
especially
safety
so when you
standards?
compare it to the earlier part of the decade.
Okay.
By the mid-80s, mandatory seatbelt
What's
wearing
that?
laws were just beginning to get passed.
Oh, okay.
Prior
So,
to that time, kids rode in the bed of pickup trucks and crammed into the far back part of station wagons.
you know, bro, I've seen so many pictures like this, right? Was it like, well, it has to be legal. I'm trying to think, like, bro, if that happens now, you get
Yeah.
pulled over by the cops, you get
It's
fined
ille-
or whatever,
Yeah.
right? It's going to be bad.
It's illegal now.
Back then, what, it was
Yeah,
just
you
legal?
just cram
could
in and
cram
hang on to
everyone
each
into the
other.
car?
Oh, absolutely.
No seatbelts and everything.
Mom would put her hand there to
Mental.
hold you back.
Bouncing
Yeah,
and
worked out
sliding around was just part of the fun.
Yeah.
It was like
It
your
was
very
fun.
own mosh pit, and there really was a science to try and keep from getting hurt.
You guys was tough back then.
Once those
A lot of
seatbelt
fun.
laws were put into place, many adults found themselves in an interesting predicament. What if they had more kids than seatbelts? No problem.
True.
Just buckle 2 or 3 kids in one
Yep.
spot with one seatbelt. They'll
Or
make it
you'd sit
all
on the
right.
lap and put the seatbelt over both of you.
Yo, you know when the seatbelts first came around, was like
Yeah.
a load of people going mad. I can imagine a load of people be like, bro, I haven't used seatbelts. I'm not wearing seatbelts. It's a hassle to fasten them. Blah blah blah
No.
blah.
Kids in the 80s loved playing outside, which worked out great because parents didn't even want them in the house.
Oh, yeah.
When Saturday
Who wanted
morning
to be home
cartoons
anyway?
were over, kids were expected to
Yep.
get lost.
Really?
Go outside. Go anywhere.
Drink some
Just don't
hose
stay in
water.
here. That's pretty much what every parent said.
Go
Kids
puke
played
and
outside
slide
with no
off of that
parental
thing.
supervision, and that
Mad.
was perfectly fine. They were free to wander miles from home, and parents
That's a
had
Charlie
no idea
One
where
Horse
they were.
hat.
But there was one rule: be home before the
Right.
street lights came on.
Okay.
That's our alarm clock right there. That street
Yo,
lamp.
these times, the more videos I check out about around like the 1970s, 1980s, right? Bro, like, people were just fearless. Like, tough and fearless, bro. Because now I'm thinking now, ain't no way this is happening. None of this.
I know, man.
School playgrounds weren't the only thing that was unforgiving. Some of the
Those things were so hot when you put your ass sliding down that in the hot sun. Ooh, mama. But if those things got a little wet from the rain, man, you were sliding fast.
activities that kids did in PE class were also pretty rough.
Why would it do?
Remember playing dodgeball?
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Everyone had to
Oh, yeah.
participate because it was part of your grade. Dodgeballs have a distinctive smell, and who could ever forget the sound as it bounced off of someone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Today, many schools no longer allow this game to be played.
Hey,
really? Why not?
Is another one that could be pretty tough.
We used to play Smear the Queer.
Apple Watches were nowhere to be seen in the 80s.
Oh, well, yeah.
We're just happy to have a simple digital watch from Casio or Timex. Of course, if it was a calculator watch, then you were super cool.
Yo,
those are way cool.
Sick.
They were fun.
I know we have calculators on our phone now, but like back then, a calculator watch.
I had one that was a remote control.
Had one of these?
I did.
Yo,
and a remote control watch too,
like,
that controlled the TV.
School exams? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Bro,
that was the late 80s.
It was sort of a rebellious thing to have because a lot of teachers said that we would never have a calculator everywhere we went.
What did they know?
Were they ever wrong? Look at us today with cell phones.
Yo, that is true. That is actually so true. Why do you need to be good at maths? When I have my phone, I can just do it all here.
Dude, I used to have that exact watch. I think it's a GoBot watch. It's a watch that's kind of like a transformer.
Remember the GoBot's watch?
Yeah.
It had the appearance of a normal digital watch, but it could transform into a robot. Yeah. Those were pretty popular until the Swatch watches came on the market.
Yeah.
They came in every color and design imaginable, and to be super cool, you needed one with a faceplate or rubber bands on them.
Okay.
Chalk in school was the norm, and every classroom had their very own chalkboard.
Oh, you know what? I don't really like the sound of chalk. And I feel like quite a lot of people don't either. So,
wait,
like, this must have been torture for some people that didn't like it.
You had chalk
messy,
in school?
But fun. No matter what class.
But then again, if you're growing up with it from a young age, you're probably like fine with it, you know what I mean? But like chalk scraping,
It was.
Oh, but it was satisfying when you had to clean the chalkboard. I would do that for the teachers, maybe earn some extra credit. But yeah, it was very satisfying.
There was always that one kid who wanted to run his fingernails across the chalkboard. And
that little bastard.
For some reason or another, they are no longer in schools. Some say it was because of computers, while others say it was due to health issues like asthma.
Dry erase.
But one thing that every kid enjoyed was going outside to bang the erasers and knock the chalk out.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great way to get out of class, and most kids can no longer do that.
What? Really? I had no idea.
Waterbeds started coming on strong in the 70s, and by the 80s, they were in many households.
A waterbed?
I love it. Dude, I used to have one. It was awesome.
What? And that's comfy?
Yes.
Waterbeds started coming on strong in the 70s, and by the 80s, they were in many households.
What a bird.
If you didn't have one, then you probably knew someone who did. It was sort of a bizarre feeling to be floating on water while you slept.
That's weird.
At the same time, it was really relaxing.
That looks
really?
More like the one I
Today,
had.
almost no one has them, so many kids have no idea what they're missing out on.
Wait. You gotta let me know right now. Did any of you guys have a waterbed?
Yes, I did.
Was it actually comfy?
They were very comfortable.
I feel like I'm okay sleeping on anything. I can sleep on the floor right now, right? I don't know. I feel like it'd be weird, like floating around like on water.
Oh, it's fun. Fun.
Peanut butter in the 80s was huge.
Right.
Peanut butter candy,
Yeah,
cookies,
I agree.
crackers, and of course we brought peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to school.
Okay.
Now many schools will no longer allow peanut butter items to be brought to school thanks to allergies.
Oh, really?
Most kids in the 80s had never heard of this type of allergy, but if you had it, then it must have been a scary time period to live through.
Wait, yeah, actually. How did people with peanut allergies survive?
Wait, anybody my age that is a Gen Xer, leave a comments in there. I'm wondering, did you know anybody who was allergic to peanuts? I never knew anybody allergic to peanuts back in the 80s.
Back then, like, nuts were just everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bicycles in the 80s were everything to a kid.
We lived on our bikes.
BMX bikes were the most popular, and kids were always riding them or jumping some pretty gnarly
Diamondback,
ramps.
Redline.
They gave kids a sense of freedom that they couldn't get anywhere else.
Right.
There were countless adventures just waiting to happen on the seat of a bicycle. They were also a great indicator to see where all the kids in the neighborhood were.
Right, sure.
The yard with the bikes was where everyone was.
That's what my house always looked like after school.
In the 80s, kids were busy enjoying life. They went out roller skating, bowling, to the mall, and so much more.
Yo, that's a big statement right there. In the 80s, kids went out and enjoyed life.
Why don't they
now
nowadays?
Kids stay in.
Why?
They are definitely enjoying life, but they stay in. They're not actually experiencing, you know what I mean? Play games. I'm the same. I stay in my room all day, every day. So like,
really?
I can't say that's a wrong thing.
I'm such an outdoorsy person.
Different things. Going out, staying. My life has changed
go out.
So much.
I ride my bike still.
80s kids did not have cell phones. The payphone was something that they all had to master.
Oh, wow.
If kids did not have a quarter, they would then call home collect to let their parents know when they were ready.
You saw that in the last video.
If you're lucky, you may still see a payphone here and there, but does it work? Probably not. It's unlikely that any kid today has ever used one.
That would literally be their reaction today. Like, oh, what is this? What am I doing here?
Valentine's Day for a kid in the 80s at school was completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are even allowed to participate in handing out cards, and they usually have to bring enough for the whole class.
Yeah, oh, really?
True.
Back then, you could choose who you wanted to give one to, and it was more of a social contest to see who received the most.
What?
Yes, it was.
Yo, I'm so happy that never happened in my school.
What?
Because I wouldn't get any cards.
Oh, come on. Oh, dude, you totally get cards.
For those kids growing up today, this may all seem like a foreign universe, but it really was a beautiful time.
Crazy.
80s kids had more freedom to experience the world around them firsthand.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The 1980s really was the last decade where people weren't buried in computer screens.
Wow. Oh, yeah, and then the 1990s. Wait, 1980s really was. Because I was born in the 1990s. And when I was like 8, 10, yeah, I was going out a lot, but technology was really developing.
1970s for me.
Got a console and I just never went out around like age 12, 13. I just stayed in all the time.
Do you have any special memories of the 80s? Let us know.
Mad. If you guys got any pictures, videos of the 1980s, send them to me on Instagram, L3WG_. I'd love to check them out. Amazing video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you did enjoy.
Hey, thanks guys for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to either my channel or L3WG_reacts. This guy reacts on a daily basis. I like to react to the reaction. Anyway, peace out, brother.